Okay, that wasn't the
I like
Galaxoid
it.
Nebular.
I like that better.
That wasn't our theme, but our theme anyways was for Galaxoid Nebular podcast. That was actually taken from some free play, so it doesn't even matter. That was actually Spy Hunter, the arcade cabinet from 1980 some odd. I was actually playing MAME. I was streaming MAME on Twitch the other day, multi-arcade emulator, and I played Spy Hunter really hard with 360 controller, by the way.
I bet. I was almost gonna say that was Sanford and Son.
No, it's the game though is hard because if you ever played Spy Hunter, it had a steering wheel and a high-low key, and then gas, and then had guns on the kind of had the steering wheel sort of like the Star Wars arcade, so it had little guns and oil slick buttons on the steering wheel, so it was really hard to play on the 360 controller.
Wow. I don't think I ever played that in an arcade. I always played that as a emulation.
Weird. Okay, so if after that long introduction, if you're just joining us, this is the Galaxoid and Nebular podcast, and with me, as always, is Mr. Brightside 916, aka Peter, aka Navigator Nebular.
Yes, a lot of AKAs thrown around, but all good. Yes,
yep, definitely. And I, of course, as always, am Galaxoid. Nav Nebular's co-pilot, and my New Vegas alter ego, the Aussie Vietnam Ninja, and just Trey for short. But yeah, so in this podcast, this is our spoiler podcast, as always. We're talking about a few
spoiler
things.
cast, yes.
First thing we're going to do, though, we're going to try this new thing. Since YouTube Share wasn't working on the Hangout, and we're actually recording this podcast off TeamSpeak. Pretty good, by the way.
Yes, TeamSpeak is awesome.
We're going to do a very low-tech YouTube share consisting of a 3-2-1 play countdown of the new Avengers Age of Ultron TV spot.
Yes, if you ever listened to our stuff before, especially in the old Flipcast days, we did it when we were watching the anime of Marvel's X-Men that was free on Crackle, and that wasn't that great.
It was missing some X-Men charm. It was it was weird.
It was very weird.
So if you want to, we're gonna be watching the Age of Ultron TV spot 2. Pause the podcast right now. Find the Age of Ultron TV spot 2 from Marvel, and you can get our live reaction to it. At least Nebular's live reaction to it, because I don't think he's watched it, right?
I am a virgin to this one. I usually see most of the trailers, but I kind of been abstaining, because I think the last trailer showed a little too much, but this one's just a short little TV spot, so what harm could it do?
Okay, we're gonna say 3, 2, 1, play, and then on play you're gonna press the button. Okay, you ready, Pete?
Ready.
3. I just realized. Okay, 3, 2, 1, play. See, Captain America's the boss now.
So wait.
It helps if you turn down the volume a little bit lower too.
He's so well spoken for a robot.
Isn't he though? James
Well, there's
Spader
Nick
is
Fury, so I'm
he's not
confused.
dead.
Oh shit!
Pretty strong for a Captain
Throw
America.
a fucking motorcycle.
And even more of the fight that we didn't know was there.
Wow. Hey.
That was probably the best
also
quote.
an X-Men, by the way. Oh.
Yeah, a little bit of an accent there from Aaron Taylor Johnson.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, see, so probably a little small spoiler.
Ah.
And more of the Hulk fight unfortunately. But hey, we already know how that fight's gonna end out. Really.
Yeah, no, really. I was confused on he's the boss thing, but then Nick Fury was there, so I don't know what's going on with that jazz.
No, Cap is the leader of the Avengers, so I appreciate
gotcha.
that too. I really appreciate that.
Well, yeah, he's always has been. Yeah, I was really excited about that accent there. Even I forget his name, but the actor in Days of Future Past didn't do an accent, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so hopefully this Quicksilver is different. That's all I want. Different. He doesn't have to do because X-Men's Days of Future Past Quicksilver was pretty badass.
Yeah.
So he has a lot to live up to. But if it's just different, I'll be happy. And I think I believe in Joss Whedon. So
Yeah, it's probably gonna be different. It's probably gonna be freaking smart alecky. I think that goes with the Quicksilver character though. And freaking God, I'm freaking blanking on his name. What is kick-ass name there, Galaxoid?
oh, I said it twice. Aaron Taylor Johnson.
That's it. I actually met that guy at Comic-Con, so I was right next to freaking Quicksilver. That's pretty awesome. I'm pretty sure he's gonna do a good job.
Yeah. I think he's done good in everything he's been in. So
Yeah, there hasn't really been a bad movie that he's in. I think maybe the lowest one was maybe Godzilla, but like that was still pretty good.
Yeah. People didn't like Godzilla for some reason, but he did an adequate job. Really, he just was there way too much at all the convenient places.
Yeah, all you have to be is you gotta look over here and pretend it's Godzilla over here and go, whoa, what the fuck's Godzilla doing?
Yeah. So still the little still not as big as I guess the big spoiler thing would, as always, the Vision, and we didn't necessarily get the Vision in that one. We got it on the one prior. So.
I would like if they don't show him at all, maybe in a trailer, or if they do show him in a trailer, they show him after the movie's released for a little while in a post trailer.
Right. So that was Age of Ultron TV spot too, and now since I X'd out the Inspector Gadget trailer, we're gonna also watch that
God.
too.
Yeah.
Mr. Nav Nebular is gonna fill in while I Google search it again.
Alright, so Inspector Gadget is coming back in a big bad way to Netflix, because Netflix is like the king of reviving stuff, and it's gonna be it's beautiful cel-shaded animation, kind of like what they're gonna do with the new Peanuts movie. And it just looks great. And Inspector Gadget's back to his roots of being kind of a clumsy inspector.
Yeah, no Matthew Broderick. I'll tell you what, what's up with Matthew Broderick and killing franchises? Godzilla, Inspector Gadget. My God.
You need something to get killed into the ground, you call Matthew Broderick.
Well, he is Ferris Bueller, so you can't hate him too much. But anyways. All right, so go ahead and look for the Inspector Gadget trailer, the one off of, I guess, you have IGN keyed up.
Yeah, there's two. There's Netflix has the one they did, but I feel like IGN showed a little bit more. And there's the trailer called, it's pretty much Inspector Gadget Netflix trailer from IGN.
Right, and of course, the same thing too. We're going to do the 3, 2, 1 play, and then you're going to click play. So are you ready?
Ready.
3, 2, 1, play. You know who would be really excited about this is Mr. Franzese, since he does the claw and everything.
I was just thinking about him. Too bad I can't do any voice like that. Let me try Inspector Gadget. No, I can't do it.
So it's just a short trailer, and didn't really. It showed all the usual suspects, I guess. Yeah. So hopefully because were you a big fan of Inspector Gadget as a kid?
Uh,
Not too much.
I watched a gathering of them. I don't think I followed it as closely, but
I mean, we had a couple toys. They were cool toys. I don't really remember too much, but we watched the cartoon. It was always a good cartoon. It wasn't as bad as Heathcliff, I think, which was probably the same production studio or something. I hated the shit out of Heathcliff.
You sure did.
Heathcliff can go die. It's all about Garfield. His freaking I don't know who came first, but I was very encamped with Garfield. I was hashtag Team Garfield.
Yes.
So
That should be a new hashtag.
Heathcliff could suck it.
I was hashtag Team Felix.
Oh, yeah, Felix the Cat.
Yeah.
That's right. He's pretty cool.
I think it was before both of them, wasn't he?
Oh, Felix has been around since the 40s or something.
Yeah. But anyways, enough about old pussies.
Good lord. All right, so those are the two trailers. Stuff to look out for. There is a lot of stuff this month, and we're leaving out things, but we'll get to that in our big Z2A cast.
Z2A, yeah. And I'm definitely looking forward to Daredevil on Netflix coming up next month, I think.
I haven't even watched that trailer, and I kind of don't want to. I want to be surprised by Daredevil because, I mean, they can only go up. Seriously? Yeah, but I don't mind the Ben Affleck one. I mean, I don't know.
It was there.
Yeah, it filled a void, I guess. I don't know.
That's a movie.
There you go. That's a movie. That's a thing. It was there. Good job.
Yeah.
It had a beginning, a middle, and an end.
But that's next Batman, so.
Yeah, next Batman. Root started in Daredevil. I don't know. So moving on, GDC was earlier this month. We're kind of doing a month in review thing right now. GDC was early in this month, of course, the 3rd, March 3rd, and they had Valve had their conference there at 3 p.m.
Yes.
San Francisco time.
A lot of threes.
Yep. No Half-Life 3 confirmed, though, right?
But all the threes.
All the threes were there. 3 threes were there. So, obviously, Valve is trolling, which is fine.
They're the king of that.
Aren't they? But, I don't know. They had a good ARG with Portal, too, so I'll give them that. But, really, what can they do now other than to release the game that will, satisfy the crowd? So they know better than that. So they're doing the next best thing, which is trolling the crowd.
Right. And what did they announce then?
They announced Source Engine 2. They revealed Source Engine 2. It was actually like the conference in and of itself was something about physics in games. But they announced Source Engine 2. And then the same day, the news about the Steam machines hit Steam. And it's like, oh, look at the new old Steam machines. It was all basically the same ones that they announced 2 years prior at the Consumer Electronics Show.
Right.
It's just they've still been working on the Steam controller.
But now it's official.
Now it's official. They announced Steam Link, the Steam controller, $50 for each. Steam Link's going to be the probably cheapest way to stream to your TV. Just buy that little magical box for $50 and you can stream. I mean, you were testing out streaming today. What do you think of streaming?
Yeah, so I was testing out streaming from my Alienware Alpha Core i3, which we reviewed, and I was streaming onto my desktop. It was pretty good. Didn't really slow down. There was some bits where it looked like the screen was a little pixely at some parts, but other than that, it was all right.
Any input lag? So yeah, the thing when it the artifact and the pixelation that comes from the stream, but your Alpha is connected wirelessly, right?
Yes, as is my desktop, so it's actually a pretty good test, I think.
Shit's just flying through the air, man.
Yeah, really, it is. I'm probably gonna have cancer at some point. But what was I gonna say? No, yeah, there was no input lag or anything.
Yeah. So that Steam Link thing. If you don't have an extra computer, it'll probably get. I don't know. It's just all speculation, but you can probably get some good. I don't know, quality out of it just connecting it to your
Yeah,
TV. It doesn't really
definitely.
require a strong PC to do that.
No.
Just a decent receiver.
Yeah, and we were pretty good beta testers for Steam, I would like to say, even though it's like out of beta now. But so we as well as doing that, I was trying to invite Galaxoid to voice chat to watch the stream, and it didn't work. But we tried.
Right, exactly. We were so we were both signed on two different places. I wasn't necessarily streaming, but Nebular was streaming, and we tried to voice chat. They would ring on both computers. Steve was really confused.
Yes.
I tried watching his broadcast while he was streaming. It didn't work. So even though the broadcasting is out of beta, there are some walls you hit when you try to do too much stuff on Steam.
I mean, it's good to know where that limit is too, I think.
Yeah, and because I've been streaming before, and I'm like, I wonder if this works. I can call, and the voice chat worked perfectly with like that little Asus T100 tablet. Just use the mic right there, so it works sometimes.
Yeah, but hey, that's Steam for you, I think.
So you said a good segue. You mentioned that Alienware Alpha, the base model, the Core i3 base model. That was actually one of the unofficial Steam machines, and I'm sure that one is going to be released there in November with the other crop. But so we did a little bit of a review and impressions. We put that article online. You can check it out on zombies2aliens.net.
We did.
And if you want to give your impressions, just the overview for people that haven't, read the impressions reviews.
Yeah, we did basically a dumb cop, good cop, I guess, on it, where I'm not a PC guy at all. I really don't know PC things. Really don't know how to.
That's not true because I'd like to say this. That's not true because Nebular's been playing like PC games since Battlefield 1942 on the Falcon Northwest frag boss. So he's been playing PC stuff for a while. He just it fell out, because like I said, you just have no interest in putting the hardware together, right?
Yeah, it's my brain's a lot like Homer Simpson's. When you put something new in, some old stuff gets pushed out. And so it was interesting to get kind of back into the swing of things with on the PC side. And my main pet peeve is I always had like low end. Well, the frag box was pretty sweet, but other than that, I've had low end PCs where you have to I don't know if I have the good graphics card, or I don't know if I can even run this game. A lot of using canyourunt.com, which is actually kind of crappy to use because a lot of things that said I couldn't run actually ended up running anyway. So don't really use that site. It's kind of a good base. But anyways, but what surprised me the most about the Alienware was everything ran right off the bat.
Yeah, and that really is the demographic they're aiming for Steam machines, and I think it's there. I really do think it's there.
Yes,
and that one being $450 a Newegg, that's important, and they should be screaming at the top of their lungs, like, "Hey, look, this is $450. You can pay Arma 3." People would be like, "Holy crap, I can play Arma 3 for $450?" They'd be amazed. Now, don't get me wrong, you can build a PC for $450, but this is for the people that have no interest and don't want to.
That there are probably don't know how to.
Right, exactly. I'm not going to hate on people that, have no interest and don't know how to, but, I don't know. Teach a man how to fish, feed a man a fish, with teaching him how to eat a fish. You know?
These fishes. Are they? Where are they?
Teach a man how to sleep with fishes.
You sound very Ron Swanson there for a second there.
Alright, so Yeah, anything else you'd like to add on the Alienware?
Well, yeah, it's just check it out definitely, and it's like one of the first, like I would say it's one of the first Steam machines. So when the Steam machine crowd does become active, I'll already be there. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
What are your well, I actually kind of read it in your review, but what's the synopsis of like your kind of misgivings about it?
Okay, so the misgiving obviously is you can't upgrade the GPU. The GPU is like a laptop class NVIDIA 860M. That's gonna after a while that's gonna show its age, which is I mean for $450 it's gonna show its age. So you can't upgrade that. Everything else you can upgrade, but that's my only misgiving is you can't upgrade that.
Yeah.
And also thermal problems long run. It doesn't have. It just has a heat sink. There's no fan. Well, I'm sorry. There is like
there is
that
a fan,
weird fan.
Yeah.
There's no like actual huge cooler on the Core i3 that for the low voltage one. So thermal issues might be a problem later on down the line. So blow that shit out. Monitor your temperatures.
Exactly.
Just baby it, and you should be fine.
Keep it. I like to
Same
keep
thing
it
with-
short and sweet. Like I'm having sex. You just get in there, get out. When you're playing a game.
Hey, 2 minutes. What the?
Yeah.
Oh god. But so thermal issues, that, and so if you expect it, Alienware said in no way or shape or form that Core i3 model was a hardcore gaming machine, but it is actually pretty competent. It can do 1080p and 30 frames on like the step below the highest, and that's pretty good, man. That is
Definitely
not bad.
It's
But like I said, if you go over $500, build your own computer. If you're around $400, $500, why not get a set-top box that's smaller than a Wii U? That sounds cool.
yeah. I want to say it's kind of like me. It's kind of merging right in there. It's emerging right into the PC gaming thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're at the cusp.
And there's people online that don't believe that you can run certain games on it, so
let's
very
talk about
weird.
that for a second here. So, Galaxoid got into a fight.
No. No cussing on our channel. If you ever watch our videos, no cussing, no personal attacks ad hominem. So I warned a kid, and obviously he was a young kid, maybe 15 to 20, I guess. Obviously he was a young kid, and I was like, you know what? Sorry, dude, I warned you, but so saying we're faking videos, why would you fake a YouTube video? What do I have to gain? I'm not making any money on YouTube.
We are not. If there's a podcast that's not making money, it's us.
Yeah. Oh, did you get your check from YouTube? It was a whole like 1 cent.
Yeah.
I think I got that in the mail. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mine was a fraction of a cent.
And it said like in the memo line, "Suck it." So we have no reason to be faking anything online. It's just funny that somebody would think that,
Which video was it?
Oh, it was the both Arma videos, because there's not many Arma 3 videos for the base model Alpha.
Oh, wow, that's crazy. No, it runs that smooth. It's awesome.
That game is actually pretty damn scalable. I got a video of it running on the Asus T100, and Valve's got a Core 2 Duo with a 7770 HD 7770 ATI card that runs Arma 3 at 1080p with 4 gigs of RAM. It's not that demanding of a game, and it does look pretty. So
no,
I don't know
really
why anybody
not.
would think that it would. Yeah, why would you think that it was fake? And here's the thing about Arma. The single-player campaign, yes, it'll be more taxing. I don't play the single-player campaign. You can, but I really don't play the single-player campaign. I usually buy Arma to play with friends online with
to
missions.
mess around. Yeah,
you're just buying that platform. And obviously, people when they play online in Arma, and it's not like those small co-op missions with like friends they know, like 4-player maps. If they play online, it's like Wasteland or something else like that, where the server might not be the best, and everybody gets 40 frames per second, even guys with Core i7s and stuff. So it doesn't matter. And everybody will complain, how come the netcode sucks so much, my frames suck? It's because it's server dependent. If they don't have a badass server, you will get bad frames per second when you go play online. It's just the netcode.
Right.
Anyways, but enough about that. I could talk about ARMA all day.
You should have a dedicated ARMA podcast as well.
It's weird because ARMA is like really popular now, and
It is.
I don't know, maybe it's because of the DayZ crowd, which is fine because now I get cool mods in ARMA, and one of these days somebody's gonna make Godzilla, which is what I want.
Oh man.
But it's like that weird little game that we played and nobody else cared about, and people like used to complain at us, like, why are you playing Operation Flashpoint Elite? And it's like, because it's awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
And people are like, no, it looks stupid.
Is that a merging crowd that all of a sudden like ARMA 3?
There are tons of YouTubers that just started ARMA by playing DayZ, and then they got a lot of subscribers, and now they like are hardcore into ARMA, which is funny because they didn't know what ARMA was back in 2008, 2009. They were playing Call of Duty and like Battlefield, so it's really weird. But at the same time, I say more on whatever gives Bohemia Interactive money, I'm for, you know.
Yeah.
It's just kind of odd to me.
That is weird. That's always been a Galaxoid thing.
I've like, oh man, for the longest, I was in military story. I was in Dubai in 2007, or not Dubai, Al Dhafra in 2007, and I was so excited because I was overseas, and ARMA just released overseas first before it released in the States, the spiritual successor to the Flashpoint series. I went downtown, bought a copy, and I was able to play it because, you know, I was overseas before anybody in the States. I was like, yay, I bought Armed Assault, you know, because that's where ARMA came from. It was actually Armed Assault, and somebody had the name or something, so they just shortened it to ARMA, and when it released in the States, it was ARMA Combat Operations or something like that. So they stayed with ARMA because they found out, oh, hey, it's a Latin word.
Let's stick with that.
Yeah, and we play Flashpoint Elite, obviously.
Yeah, I have a lot of good memories of Flashpoint, actually, yeah.
That was cool because you could actually make you could edit the missions and put it on Action Replay, and people would share that way. And I made a couple missions, shared it on the Action Replay website, which doesn't exist anymore, by the way. But yeah, I mean, that's my ARMA experience, if you want to know. And it obviously goes before Battlefield 1942 with Cold War Crisis and stuff.
Yes.
So let's move on. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. In fact, how long have we been talking here?
No, let's
keep getting close to an hour.
Keep going.
Oh, okay. Let's do all our topics then. Screw it. All right. Yes. So that was the Alienware Alpha GDC. Moving on, later on in the month, we had PAX East.
Yes, PAX.
And I'm not really a big fan of PAX, but now you actually do have to pay attention to it because it's a consumer friendly like E3. You know, PAX East, PAX Prime, and all the other ones.
A lot of news coming out of there.
And I'll give it over to you, Nebular. What was one game from PAX East that you are interested, or the couple of games?
Oh, okay. So I don't really follow like the mainstream sort of games and news and stuff like that coming out of these sort of conferences. What I do follow is like, I wonder what the next cool indie thing is. And there's a couple cool indie games coming out. One I want to talk about, it's called Gathering Sky, and it's a lot like Zelda meets Shadows of the Colossus, but in 2D awesomeness. It's hand-drawn, beautiful animation, and you play this Viking girl who has to... The whole game's boss fights, just like Shadow of the Colossus. You solve some puzzles to get to the bosses, and you fight these sort of freaking Viking gods. And you have to fight each and every one of them, and then you try to get into Valhalla. It's pretty awesome.
I'm actually looking up Gathering Sky right now. And are you sure that's the title of it? Because I got a bird game.
No. I'm not. 1 second.
Well, while he Googles that just to make sure, because that bird game does look kind of no boss fight-ish. But we should have double-checked before the podcast. But that's fine. I'd like to talk about Behemoth's Game 4. Now
Yes.
Behemoth is known for like their badass like arcade game cabinet, or they have great displays at like Comic-Con and PAX apparently, and obviously E3. And that game cabinet for their Game 4. The Game 4 is obviously the one after Battle Block Theater. People were kind of disappointed with Battle Block Theater, I guess. I don't know why. Did you like Battle Block Theater?
Yes, I love Battle Block Theater. It was actually a free games with gold for the Xbox 360 for the month of, I want to say like January or something. One of the first months of the year. And it was really awesome.
Yeah, I agree. I loved it too, but some people were disappointed with it, and so Game 4 is kind of like a real-time strategy game. I haven't played it, but it looks decent, and they say it's already playable and awesome and everything like that. I don't know what percent the development is finished, but the game cabinet that they brought set up, it was like set up like an arcade. Obviously had like the joystick and the big ass 8 button, and the Y button was like this freaking huge lever, man. It looked fucking rad. I'm sorry.
Nice.
Like they bring their A game, and that's
really
hard to
do.
imagine, considering that they started out on Newgrounds. You know, with Alien Hominid.
Yeah, exactly. So the game's called Jotun. It's a Viking word, and I don't know. Jotun. And I think as I was reading the games, Gathering Sky was one of the games mentioned right above it on PC Gamer. But anyways.
Oh, good deal. So the game is Jotun, not Gathering Sky. Look it up, and hopefully...
That's another Android game.
So let's talk about... you were mentioning Upsilon Circuit before we were podcasting.
Yes.
Tell the viewers about Upsilon Circuit.
Okay, so get this. Imagine a game that's kind of like Hunger Games, where it's only a few players in the game and the rest is just audience watching broadcast of the game. And the audience can like send things to help out the players. Pretty much, it's only 8 people in a match, in a game of Upsilon Circuit, the whole game. It's pretty much a social experience.
World.
Yeah, in the world.
In the world.
And then I'm not sure how long each matches last, but if you die, you cannot play the game again.
Ever. So you got your one chance. I think if you make it through the match, you get to play again. But if you die within the match, you're donezo. Right, so it's got roguelike permadeath, but taken to the umpteenth degree. So
Yeah.
most of the game, you're going to be an audience member.
Yeah, exactly. And pretty much it's a top-down tower defense button masher, and it's your 8 characters versus the computer enemies that are spawning.
Right, think of a Twitch plays Pokemon meets the Hunger Game meets
Transistor.
Right, so you're spawning. The most of the game will be played in the audience. Oh, 1 versus 100 was the one I was thinking about.
Yeah.
Most of the game will be played watching other people playing the game and just trying to kill them, and get an experience through that and building your guy up. I think this is an excellent social experiment.
Yeah, not only that, but as an audience member, while you're watching and helping the other players, if you help them, that helps you, and you unlock stuff for your own person, your own player to create, so you can buff them out while you have this guy you're making on the side to be ready when you do actually get into the game.
Right, and they're going to be using the Twitch, I believe you said they were going to be using for the audience to watch it and stuff like that. So this is, like, social experiment-wise, this is really cool. This almost seems like that one movie, Gamer,
Yeah.
Which is,
does.
and the developer said, which is what they'd like to see. They'd like to see, they're doing it first, but they'd like to see how this makes a new genre, and maybe this continues on, and what kind of games would come out because of this. If they get a
I
game
would like that, yeah.
If they get like something first person like that would be rad. I'm sorry, that'd be really rad.
What was that old school like Super Nintendo game? It was like top down like shooter. It's called like Smash TV or something.
Well, yeah, that was arcade, but Smash TV, yep. That was
that would
based
be
on the Running Man.
That'd be great if they made Smash TV just like Epsilon Circuit. That'd be awesome.
I agree.
Did you want to?
Epsilon Circuit, check it out. What were you gonna say?
Did you want to expand upon the Pokemon one game Pokemon on Twitch?
Oh, Twitch plays Pokemon. It's been out. It's been like over a year. So if you didn't weren't into watching the Twitch plays Pokemon, it was basically users were inputting. Obviously, you're watching a Twitch stream, and users were inputting the commands via the chat room to play Pokemon. They actually got through the end of the game and beat the end boss. So yeah, Twitch plays Pokemon. Obviously, if you haven't heard of it, go look it up. There's a Wikipedia article and stuff like that. So
yeah, that's awesome.
And it's still going on too. You can still play it.
Cool. Yeah, I like things like that. I like interesting things like Epsilon Circuit and Twitch plays Pokemon. There needs to be more experimenting with gaming, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I miss 1 versus 100.
Yeah, I missed that. I was one achievement away for having all the achievements on that game on the 360. So irritating.
All gone.
So irritating.
So let's move on to some, I guess, television news. We already covered some movie stuff. And we just come to topics as we want to. So Jada Pinkett this month said she was not returning for the second season of Gotham. It was actually on a episode of Live with Kelly Ripa, and what's the other guy's name?
Oh, that guy. It's not Regis anymore.
Anyways, yeah. So I don't watch that show, but it was on the Kelly Ripa show, and yeah, she mentioned that she thought it was always a 1-year contract, 1-season contract, and she didn't re-up for another season. So what does this mean for her?
Like storyline wise, watching the episodes, you can kind of see it going that way, right? Though.
I don't know. I mean, story again. Spoilers, obviously.
Spoilers.
She's on that island where they're
Freed
taking
of Shitsville, I like to call it.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, it's Live with Michael and Kelly. I couldn't remember Michael Strahan's freaking name. Anyways,
that's it.
So last time we saw Fish Mooney, she was on that island and she had a brand new eye where they're harvesting body parts and stuff like that. So does this mean, how are they going to write her out? How do you think they would write her out? Have you seen the last few episodes of Gotham?
Yeah, well, obviously you're going to have to kill her somehow.
What if they make her look different from all the transplants?
That's interesting. And then you just get a new actress for Fish Mooney. Or even actor, then, she can be a male.
then she can come back to Gotham.
That's a good idea.
Is there any Batman character that is kind of like messed? Yeah,
Clayface.
It's like Frankenstein or something like that. Yeah, Clayface was one that I think. I don't know.
There probably
can they
is.
expand it?
But I was thinking there's gonna be somehow she's gonna die. That's how I was thinking. But if you're going with something more positive, Galaxoid saying she'll be reincarnated.
I don't know that. If I wanted to, change it up, that's what I do. It's kind of gross. Actually, her being on the island is pretty gross. I didn't see that coming, to tell the truth.
Yeah.
Seems a bit out
crazy. Yeah. Well, she always has to be the queen of something, I think.
Yeah. So I'll move on. Any other TV stuff you want to talk about?
Not really.
Well,
Don't
some
watch
shit
TV.
went down. my standard phrase for any time about the Flash is some shit went down in Flash, some shit went down in Agents of Shield. Well, anyway, some shit did go down in Flash,
Cool.
and the suspicions people had about time travel and stuff like that actually turned out semi-true.
Oh wow.
So watch the Flash if you haven't seen the last episode. I'm not going to spoil it. Just check it out. Reverse Flash, of course, the yellow dude.
Cool.
His arch nemesis. And
Yes.
one other little tidbit, movie TV wise, I guess Jennifer Lawrence is done with X-Men after
Yes.
X-Men Apocalypse.
So this came from an interview she had with MTV. She's after Apocalypse. She's going to be bowing out, which I think with Apocalypse, that's probably actually a good bowing out point. I don't know what exactly is going to happen in the storyline, but it's probably going to be pretty epic, and there'll probably be we'll definitely get closure.
Well, that makes it 3 movies for her, so that's the trilogy. That's fine. And she had a huge role in Days of Future Past, too.
Yeah,
so.
that was like all Jennifer Lawrence.
Right, it was X-Men Jennifer Lawrence, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And
I'm not complaining.
not everyone can be Hugh Jackman and keep on doing it till he's keep on doing it. Now I think Hugh Jackman's actually in it for the long run, because I think he wants to stay in it till eventually they get to team up with the Avengers.
Yeah, but how old is he getting? He's got to be like 40-something,
Oh,
right?
Wolverine can be old, damn it! But I think he wants a piece of that Avengers pie when his time comes.
I'm going to be here for Wolverine till I'm like 95. It's going to be great.
Clever girl. And then also there was a cast of... There was Nightcrawler casted in Apocalypse as a young actor who... they're all getting mostly unknowns besides the Game of Thrones chick who's doing Jean Grey.
Oh, really? I saw also that Jubilee is cast in the film, too.
Yeah.
So, with an X-Men film, you can never know what that means. That might be just like,
Right.
hey, Jubilee, and she walks off.
She was in X2 and her part got cut out. Actually, no. She had two parts. The part where she's in the jail, actually, that stayed, but there was a part where she just got angry and her for like some damn mutant racist guys saying shit about mutants or something. Her fingers were all sparkly and she got mad or something. And then she
really? Was that a
they took
deleted
that.
scene?
Yeah, that was a deleted scene. And I think that was the last time we saw of Jubilee.
Huh. Such a popular character there, too.
It was. Yeah, definitely for the old school. We need to, eventually when we get things working with the Google Hangout and the YouTube share, we need to watch some old school X-Men together and comment on watching it together, the animated series.
Indeed. X-Men Apocalypse, and things are moving there. I guess that's that's really it for movies. We're going to cover more in Z2A cast, but one other thing I'd like to submit for your perusal, a subreddit. It's a very small subreddit, but I love it, and I hope it gets bigger. It's only got 2 posts in it. I'm talking about Hyperion r/Hyperion Gantos. I'm a big Hyperion fan.
Cool.
And this is kind of like a satire. A satire. A satire subreddit where anything you say, the response is, you post a question, the response is, you should read the Hyperion Cantos. It's amazing.
That's awesome.
And I'm just gonna read one of the 2 posts, and I hope I swear to God, I hope it gets bigger because this is just freaking hilarious. I'm a NetApp certified engineer with 10 years experience on using data on tap in 7 mode. I just installed a new system running data on tap 8.2.1 in clustered mode, and everything's changed. None of the old commands work. What's the best way of learning clustered mode commands? And of course, Jimmy July posts, you should read the Hyperion Cantos. It's amazing.
Nice.
I'll try that, thanks. Yeah, it freaking hilarious. Oh my god. I love this. I apparently we Hyperion fans are really annoying. So I appreciate this, and I can laugh at myself because that's pretty much what I would say. You should try reading Hyperion. It's freaking awesome. I should make one for Ender's Game, really. To the chagrin of Tony.
No,
you should read Ender's Game. It's freaking rad.
You know what? I should read Ender's Game.
Oh, go ahead and ask me a question about anything in life, Peter.
What is the meaning of it?
No, ask it here. Okay, you just have to respond with, you should read Hyperion Cantos. It's amazing, okay? I'll ask
Gotcha.
a question. Ready?
Got it.
I'm not sure what to do with my job. It's just day in, day out. I'm going in, doing the same thing, and I don't feel like I'm getting ahead of life. I don't know if I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. What do you think I should do?
You should read Ender's Game. It's amazing.
Okay, I'll do that. Thanks. Anyways, yeah. Hopefully that gets bigger. But yeah,
Cool.
Pretty lame. All right, that's all I have really for the Galaxoid Nebular cast. You have anything else you wanna pimp or you wanna talk about?
Just pimp ourselves, really. Just keep it to Zombies to Aliens. We're definitely gonna do a Zombies to Aliens podcast this Sunday, so keep it tuned for that. I'm also going to do the next 90s Guys, Riffing with 90 Guys cast. It's going to be all 90s Simpsons. So I'm going to throw up an episode guide on the Z2 Zombies2Aliens.net and Tumblr and pretty much everywhere else of what quintessential 90s Simpsons episodes to watch. And we're also going to talk about that. And eventually I'm going to get on to doing our adventure cast with Mr. Ty Denubus, where we're going to be using a program called Lackey CCG. I think I've talked about it before. It's this little computer program where you download any card game you ever wanted and you play it. Pretty much you're playing the card games from just like pictures off the internet. And you just play any card game, and we'd probably be playing some Pokemon and some Star Wars trading card game, and casting that as well. And that's about it.
Cool. And once again, we do the Twitch. I do the Twitch every Saturday at 5 p.m. I'll let you know if that changes. As the Aussie Veteran Ranger, we got an audience member here. Good morning, Grant.
Yes, Aussie Veteran Ranger. And I will also be streaming some console stuff like 360. Eventually, I'm going to get onto some Rock Band because Rock Band 3 is coming out, so I want to be the first one to start streaming old Rock Band 2 and hopefully getting an audience of that in anticipation for Rock Band 3.
Right. And also, we're going to... I think I may, in the future, actually... we might have a Zombies2Aliens.net server for Arma 3, so we can post pilot down games. And also, I'm going to go ahead and probably make a Hunger Games map.
Oh, wow.
Where you spawn in a specific area, there's a cornucopia in the middle, and you have to grab any weapon you can and run.
Sweet.
Arma works perfectly for the Hunger Games. Actually looks like the Hunger Games. It's scary.
I bet. Awesome.
So... those are things in the future to look out for. And anything else, Mr. Brightside?
No, we like you for your brains, and also Galaxoid and Nebular. Yeah.
Alright, so this is Galaxoid from Galaxoid Nebular and Zombies2Aliens.net signing off. See ya.
Later.